Hey everybody, it's Siobhan here, the Galloping Housewife. On the way out to the yard again. As I said, I had a couple of days off where I had a friend coming to stay, which was lovely. I stopped by and saw the horses while she was here because, of course, like most normal people, they like to do that. But I haven't been out to ride or anything actually. And yesterday they went home. Didn't go home until the middle of the afternoon anyway. But it was doing Scottish winter things, sideways rain. So that was a no-go. So I'm heading out there today. My intention is that I am actually just going to give Mitch a bit of a run around in the arena. He has been on boxers for a long time. I think it was about 6 weeks in the end. And although he's been back out in the walker for a couple of days, though he spent Christmas Day and then again yesterday in the box all day because of the weather and shit. He really hasn't done much, so they kind of said, you can bring him back into work, and I was like, don't really want to get packed off, so I'll give him a bit of a run round in the arena, see what he does today, and if that all goes well, I will pop him on the lunge for a couple of days and see how he is. Start doing some work with him. I'll do whatever with Percy. Have a wee play with him. So that's what I've got planned. I was, as you know, I've been doing this Sort Your Shit Out course, which for one reason or another has actually taken a little bit longer than I anticipated, mainly because I had a massive tech fuck up, we lost internet and I lost all my ability to use everything external, and then I had some files corrupted, and it's just one of those. It was not good, so we kind of extended it just to get the stuff out to the women that are doing it. But actually, really interesting comment that I had was that it's the fact that it's not slick, and that I'm just a normal person and bad shit happens, and you can still do a fucking good job when bad shit happens. And you see a lot of people that are, I guess, life coaches and bits and pieces, whether they coach for different things, and I guess that's kind of the market that I'm in. I mean, I think Sort Your Shit Out is about figuring out. It's like a lifestyle design course. Like, it's like figuring out where you want to go and what you want to do, but it's also about taking that pressure off there, that actually having an ordinary life. An ordinary life is extraordinary. Like we can find meaning and contentment and enoughness and living an ordinary life. But equally, we can be as ambitious as we want to be. We can, there are no limits. That's what that's about. And then, of course, I do the skinny bitch code, the health and nutrition thing, which is health and nutrition coaching. And I'll be setting up a working title is the rich bitch code, but just business stuff, but centered around the equestrian, business. And it's the way that I put these things together, it's like, it is it is reasonably targeted, like it's targeted to a certain demographic. The lessons that are within it are global and can be used anywhere, but they, I have targeted it to a, if not a rural, then someone who has an affinity with the countryside and is probably equestrian and is probably between 40 and 60 and is probably female, or woman, identifies as woman. So that is that's the kind of energy that I curate, and I see a lot of programs that are, and some of them are quite good, but they're like really concentrated on that male energy, and really when you talk about having goals, and you talk about having a destination in mind, you've got these big projects that you want to achieve, and most of the lifestyle stuff that I see and a lot of the business stuff relies on and teaches a singular focus, and it doesn't sit well with me. For a start, we're not we've got so much going on in our lives. We have family, we have friends, we have our horses, we have our own personal health and well-being. We have work or a business or something that motivates us to get out of bed in the morning. And while we're working on a project, we cannot be singular focused. And I think that so many of these things are sort of being set up and have taken tips and tricks and focus from a very sort of male-centric world where they can ignore those other things for a while because someone else is going to take care of them, and it's like, well, no, actually we can't. We have to be able to keep everything going, but we also, if we're going to do something, with our passion, if we are going to if you're going to meet your riding goals, if you're going to qualify for a particular show, on a particular horse, well, you can't just be focused on that, because if you go out and do, put your whole energy into doing that, yes, you can spend 8 hours a day with your horse, and you can, you can train it into the ground, but you're going to end up breaking it, and you're going to end up breaking you, and you're going to end up losing your passion, and it's not healthy, and so, and not only that, if it goes pear-shaped, if you've put all your eggs in one basket, if your singular worth is whether your business takes off, or whether your kids get a mark in an exam, or whether you qualify for the horse show, or whether you hit your goal weight, or you make a time in a race, or win the CrossFit competition, if that is your singular focus and that is where your worth is, if things go wrong, and things will go wrong at some stage, things never happen exactly as we imagine they will, then you're fucked, and then it becomes completely and utterly soul destroying. You can't be one-dimensional. So that is why I teach with a global focus. That's why I teach with a holistic approach to everything. And a lot of the quite a few of the lessons you will hear from other people. I've been laughing because I listen to quite a few podcasts and bits and pieces, and I will put a lesson out to the group, to the Sort Your Shit Out girls, and we'll have a chat on our weekly Zoom sessions, and then the next day I will hear that exact same thing on one of the podcasts, on the very same theme. And it is true. I mean, there's nothing new under the sun, but it's how that information is curated, how it is actually put together, and then how it is presented. And that's what makes that's what makes all of us different, as far as coaching or what will work for you. And so I am not going to sit there and say I'm the only coach, my way's the best, or anything like that, because I'm not and I'm not. I'm not and it's not. But it's more than that. I will work for some people. There'll be people that and the women that have done, all the women that have done my program, you look at my reviews on the Skinny Bitch Code, it's all 5 stars, and all the feedback that I've had it's brilliant, and the same with the small group that's going through the Sort Your Shit Out. Really good reviews, but I'm their people, and I made sure that I was their people before they came on. They've invested quite a bit of money to be working with me, and that's the reason that the actual in-person and the live courses cost so much more than like the Skinny Bitch Code, the 1 a day for 100 days. There's a lot of information in that. Like, it is, there is no two ways that is worth every penny you'll spend on it, but you don't have that sort of high touch and that personal access to me to be able to guide you through, but you also need to be able to deal with a certain irreverence. You need to be able to deal with not taking yourself too seriously, and my language can be quite colourful, and so that suits some people and it doesn't suit others. Equally, there are people out there are some amazing women that are teaching some amazing things. A lot of them will be a lot more, there's a lot of spiritual stuff that's going on out there. A lot of people will bring in quite sort of woo concepts and things. I'm not that person, so if that's what you are after, of course there's a spiritual aspect to everything that we do, but that's not how I teach. I teach the pragmatic, the practical. I teach actually looking at yourself and thinking about your own emotions and your own feelings. There is a reasonable amount of introspection that goes on, but then it is backed up by a fuck ton of science, because that is my background and that is my training. That is where I've got my knowledge base from, and a lot of sort of psychology, but it is very scientific. It's scientifically backed up psychology. I'm not going to be telling you anything about your chakras or anything like that, because for a start I haven't got a bloody clue about them, and for a second thing it's just I teach practical actions as to how to get your life and your business and your health back on track, and how you want to have them back on track too, because no one can make that decision as to what success looks like apart from you. So anyway, that's really quite different to what I started out to say, trying to say, but I just wanted to sort of like, I did want to have a chat, because there are a lot of people out there teaching things, and it's perfectly all right. There are a number of really, really good coaches. There's also some that I wouldn't go near, but it's about trying to figure out what will work for you, and who's got the personality, who's talking to your demographic, who's speaking to you, who you hear, and who will actually cut through and get to help you make the changes that you want to make. All right, that's me for now. Nearly out there, and I will I'm just going to be coming out whenever the weather's good enough, over the next couple of weeks, to play with the ponies. I've got some goals for this season, for this coming year. I'd really like to have a full season eventing on Percy if I can, because we've really only had a half season the first season, and actually only got out twice last year because I was unwell at the end of it. But I'd like to have a full season out with him. See if I can get brave enough to do a 90, and I would like to Mitch will be just whatever happens. I have I've actually got no plans of competing him at all this coming year. Or, yeah, if he gets out, he gets out, but if he doesn't, then I'm quite happy just to potter along and keep training, or start training. Yeah, there's that too. Right, so I will see you tomorrow, or I won't. Whatever you're doing, I hope everything's doing well.